Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. This is Denise and this is Treasures of a Crafty Mind YouTube channel. Today I have an idea for another fun bento book box, and I'm going to make one just a little bit smaller than this one, and we're going to make some more pockets that can be used just fine in the larger bento box because the width is the same, 5 inches, and I'm going to do it right with you today. So if you would like to make one with me, let's get crafty. Okay, so today we are going to be working with let's get this out of the way here. We are making a 6-inch wide bento book box, and the other one that I made is, I believe, 7.5 inches. And the full tutorial and process video is available, and you can go back and check out that video. I'll leave a link below in my description box. So today I'm working with a 12 by 12 inch 110 pound cardstock, and that's also in my video. I talk about the brand that I used. And what I did was I cut two, and I'm going to show you how I connected them to make a longer piece. I've gone ahead and pre-cut my two pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock. And let's see here. Where did my marks go? There we go. Let me move this here. Okay, and I'm going to show you what I did was I came over and I marked a 1/2 inch, and you can even do a score mark if that helps you, which it will very much. We're going to line up the two 12-inch pieces, and I've gone ahead and marked this one as well, so go ahead and score that one as well, a 1/2 inch. Okay, now let's move our cut and score board, and let's get our glue. Okay, let's have these two pieces facing each other, and go ahead and glue up one side. You can do both if you think you need to. All right, and the score mark is going to help you line these two pieces up like so. All right, and if you need to, get some tissue that I can't seem to find right now. Clean up that glue. Use your bone folder. Get those connected really good. Okay, like so. All right, now we have a huge 24 by 6 inch, well, actually 23.5. Okay. Okay, and now I'm going to show you here with my original one that we have 12 inches. That now is connected. Plus All right. So from this score mark here is 12 inches. And so now we have 5 and 7/8, so that's 17 and 7/8 inches wide. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to start to the left. All right, so here we are, 12 inches. There's our mark. So you've marked that. Okay. Get that lined up. So right there, you've marked 12 inches. Okay. And then we're going to come over to the 5-inch mark. And that makes it 17 inches, right? And let me get my notes. Okay, so here we have 12 inches again, and we want to come over and we want 17 and 7/8. So that plus 5 is 17, and move that mark over to 17 and 7/8. Okay? And then we want to cut it. So make sure it's at the 5 and 7/8 mark, our hash mark there that we have lined our papers up with. There it is. Right there. All right. And we're going to cut. All right. And now we should have 2 exact pieces, like so. Nope, come back out. There we go. All right. And then let's go ahead and use, if you would like to, you don't have to, but on this one I did round my corners on this side. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, now that we have our piece, we're going to start all the way at the 12-inch mark here. Okay? And our first score is going to be at 7, so we have 5 inches. And then we're going to do score at 5. And then we have our score here. Now let's move it up. This time we want 2 1/8 of an inch. And that leaves us with this. And that will be our book. Okay, so let's do that with our fresh one here together. Let's hit our 12-inch mark. Let's come over 7. That's going to be 5 inches. Okay. And then we're going to do 2 inches. So let's hit 5. And this is perfect for those that have the scoreboards in the opposite direction. And then we want this mark here, move it over like so. And go ahead and score. That way, we automatically have a very nice score, and we're not dealing with where we have glued together, right? and then we want 2 1/8. So just make sure you get 2 1/8 inches. 2 1/8. And I know it's a little bit awkward going from left to right, but that's how I did it. And that's up to you whether you want to flip it this way and do your burnishing. It really doesn't matter. So go ahead and let's burnish those folds really good. That one. And then this one. Okay. And then somewhere on this flap here, we are going to do magnets. And that's what the M is, just like what Let's Get Scrappy does. Okay. And there we go. We have made our cover. And now let's make our pockets. Okay. We are going to be making some cute little mini expandable pockets. And this will hold flowers, maybe some small bows. It's up to you, but I think it'll even hold yeah, ruler. I know there's other things that we could put in here. Okay, and so this is a 2 3/4 inch by 6 inch, and we are going to score 1/4 inch 2 times on each side, and one side that will be the bottom. Okay, and this is the only one that we're going to do narrow like this. So score 1/4 inch, 1/2. Best way to do it is rotate it all the way around. Again, do 1/4, 1/2, and then on one side 1/4, 1/2. And then you are going to cut 2 corners off like so. And you can even angle it just a smidge like so. And then you're going to do a valley fold just like this one on all 3 sides. Okay? Make sure after you've done that, burnish them really, really good. Okay, and these pockets were made, and they will work in either book, whether it's the 7.5 inch, the first Bento Box book, or this one. They are pretty much the same size except the length, or the height of the book. Okay, and these are designed to fit either inside or the outside on these gussets or spine sides. Okay, now we're going to do 2 pockets that are the same but deeper, and we're going to do 2 1/2-inch scores on 3 sides. And this one's 6 inches by 3 7/8. And score 1/2 1 inch, 1/2 1 inch, 1/2 1 inch on both. And just like the other pockets, we're going to do a mountain valley fold on 3 sides and burnish them really, really well. Okay, and just like the other one, we are going to cut these 4 squares on each side and just slightly angle that up, and that just helps a bit with the bulk. Okay, and then we're going to do that for both pockets, and these are meant to be the side pockets and will work on either book, and it's up to you whether you want them inside or outside. Even though it seems complicated, this is a really basic way to put these kind of albums together. And then once you have these basics, you can do whatever you want with these books. Change up the sizes, change up the pockets. It's really a lot of fun to just have some creative time with making these kind of books. Okay, and now we have one interior pizza box style. So this is a larger one, and you're going to cut a 5" by 10 1/4" piece of cardstock. Again, this is a 110-pound cardstock, and you are going to score 3/4 of an inch this time. Let's come in here so you can see 3/4 of an inch on the long 10 1/4" side. You're going to score again at the 4 3/4 mark, 5 1/2. I suggest rotating it and doing a 3/4" mark on the other side. Rotate one time to the 5" side, excuse me, and then score 3/4 of an inch and 3/4 of an inch on the other side. Okay, and then you're going to cut and miter the center on each side. Get rid of those little triangles. And it's not going to be perfect because I'm doing it on camera. Okay. I'm going to do this one. We're going to do this corner. And these corners. There we go. And let's get our glue. Make sure you have burnished these sides really, really, really good. All of your score marks. And let's get scrappy. I saw her using one of these bone folders, and it's amazing. I love it. Treated myself to one. Okay. And if you were using directional paper, and my glue gun's clogged, if you're using directional paper, make sure you're paying attention to the way that you're doing your pizza box. So glue your center glue tabs and glue one side. Glue the other side. Oh, and right now I'm not using my Line Co glue. I forgot to get it out. This is Barely Art, and it got kind of clumpy, so I added some water to it. Okay, and now let's do these. So it's extra thin right now, and I'm not happy about it. But it's not clogging up as bad as it was. There we go. I absolutely love this cardstock. Got it from Amazon. And you got a whole like rainbow of colors, and you only got so many, though that was kind of a bummer. I wish that I had gotten more than 4 sheets or 3 sheets of each color. But I'll definitely reorder from that brand because I love how sturdy it is, and it does not have a white core. No white core. And that's a huge bonus because then I don't have to ink up if I don't want to. You know what I mean? I'm not always somebody that wants to ink my edges, even though I do like shabby and vintage. It's not really. Okay, and now real quick before we do the other side, close it so that we don't go too tight on the box. Okay, there we go. All right, voila. And again, there is the measurements and the scores. And this is going to be an interior box. You'll have more room for more embellishments with this one, or beads, or whatever you want to do. Okay. And you can do your matting now if you want to. Okay, and then I have 2 more pockets. I say back, that these can go on the back, but honestly, you can put them on the front. And these are just some more add-on pockets that will work with either book, because I have made both of my Bento Box books 5 inches wide. The only difference is how deep I've done the sides. The first book, I went a little bit deeper than this one, just barely, maybe like 1/4 of an inch. So we have the larger back pocket here that is 4.5 inches by 7 inches, and you will score 1/4 and 1/2 on, oh, I'm sorry, 1/2 and 1 inch on 3 sides. Let's change that. On 3 sides, score 1/2 and 1 inch on 3 sides. Okay? All right. So you can see that we've got 1/2, 1 inch, 1/2 and 1 inch, 1/2 and 1 inch. This one is a little bit narrower, 3.5 by 7. Again, score 1/2 and 1 inch on 3 sides. Okay, 1/2, 1 inch, 1/2, 1 inch, 1/2, 1 inch, and fold and burnish all of your sides. Mountain Valley fold, fold, fold that one up, rotate over. Now this one, like so. And you will do this to both of these. Okay, and now we have 3 interior pockets since we did the box 3/4 of an inch. And I have 2 inches on the spine. I have done some larger gusseted pockets for the inside. We have a large pocket that you're going to cut 6.5 by 6.5 and score at 1/2 and 1 inch on all 3 sides like we've been doing on all of our pockets, and cut the corners. This one is 5.5 by 6.5. Okay, nope, sorry. 6.5 by 5.5. All right, 5.5 by 6.5. And on the 6.5 side, score at 1/2 and 1 inch. Rotate it 1/2 and 1 inch. And again, rotate 1/2, 1 inch, just like the other ones. And now we have a small pocket that is 6 inches by 4 inches. And score 1/2, 1 inch, 5.5, and 5, right? So 1/2, 1 inch on all 3 sides. That's the easiest way to do it. And fold and burnish all of your sides and cut the corners. Slightly angle on this side and this side and cut. Okay, let's get these folded up. And these, I know I'm doing I'm making it really rough. It's really awkward for me to do tutorials, but I am determined to do them, and it will hopefully just get better. All I can do is get better, right? Okay, and now we are going to do an ephemera pocket, and this is going to go on the front flap of our book, because this one we've got a wider front flap, and I kind of thought it would be fun to do like an envelope. Okay, and so we have a 5 3/4 by 4 inch, 5 3/4 by 4, and score only 1/2 inch one time on 3 sides. 1/2 inch. Okay, and then we have the flap closure that is 4.5 by 3.5. Sorry about that. Again, 3.5 by 4.5. And you're going to make a glue tab, and we're going to score at a 1/2 inch. And then I thought it would be kind of fun to do 1/8 inch for the other half, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8 score marks, and that will help give it a nice rounded front. Okay, and I've rounded the corners using this here, 1/2 inch. And now let's cut our corners. All right, and now those pieces are prepared. Now let's start gluing our pieces into the book. Okay, and now we're going to get some magnets. If you haven't seen, here's the magnets that I am using, recommended by Debbie Adams, Curating Memories, here on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. And I'm not, does it say how many millimeters and all of that jazz on there? Anyway, they are very, very strong magnets. So we need 2. And they already have the sticky on there for us, which is so cool. Okay. Now another one. Okay. Oops, wrong one. Oh no, we want you over here and you over there. There we go. And take off the sticky tabs. Let's line up our book. And there we go. Lined up, and squeeze it really, really, really good. And then carefully take it apart. And now let's put some washi. And I just do a little bit of washi. For me, it helps. I've had much better luck when I do it this way. But these are great batteries with the sticky, super strong, super sticky. There we go. All right. Now let's start gluing in our books. I mean our buckets. I'm going to have to start coming up with another way to close these books because it gets pretty expensive using a bunch of magnets all the time. Okay, so now is the point where you can cover your book before you start applying your pockets if you would like to. Okay? But I'm not going to do that. I think I will go ahead and do mine after. Okay, so on the front flap, whoops. On the front flap, let's come out just a little bit more. And I've got my line co glue out now. This front flap, I was thinking it would be nice to add a little ephemera pocket. Okay, just like that. And then this is going to be the cover. And it's pretty much going to cover the top and bottom of the flap. So all you need to do is come back and measure and put your pieces of paper, your cardstock that you want to use, or you could go ahead and cover now before you apply that. But just for today's purposes, I'm going to just do this as quick as possible. And that one's clogged up too. Okay. Okay, so let's add our pocket. And this isn't the same cardstock. I think an envelope shouldn't be as rigid. Just my personal opinion. So this is, I think, 90 weight. Could be 65, but I think it's 90 weight cardstock. All right. And I'm going to just kind of bring this out this way and make sure that is on the outside. Line it up. And center it the best that you can. There we go. And that will hold either a card or some ephemera pieces. And then this we're going to glue inside and tucked in. Okay, so glue, get your glue tab glued up. And I'm going to be covering this with Frank Garcia Cherry Sweet, which is a Prima collection. And get that. Am I on camera? Make sure I'm on camera for you guys. And tuck that inside. And I want to line that up like so. Just under that score mark. Okay. And the glue. All right. And that's why it's just a little bit narrower. There we go. And I just wanted to give it just a little bit of roundness because I thought it kind of looked nice, but it'll make it easy to get stuff in and out. And just thought it would look cute. There we go. And I haven't decided how I'm going to close this yet. All right, now let's do an interior pocket. And I'm going to put the narrower ones on the outside. The ones that are 1/4 of an inch gussets. Glue those up. Okay, glue them up. And get that tucked in. And centered. There we go. And they can either go on the inside or the outside. These, because they're snugger, I'm going to go ahead and put them on the outside. All right. Okay, let's see. How'd we do? Make sure they are really glued down. Let's see. Let's pull that one. For me, I better pull that just a little bit and get that glued better. There we go. Voila. Okay. Better. Much better. Okay. Now let's do the other one over here. There we go. Get that glue on there. And the bottom. Okay. Make sure you get a hold of these guys. And now we're over here. Center as best as you can. And this one's a narrower side, so it's just going to look like there's not as much room, but it's easier just to make them the same size. And this particular one, I only did a 1/8 of an inch or a 1/4 of an inch difference. I can't remember now. I think it's an 1/8, so it doesn't look so different. But all of these pockets will work on both books. There we go. That one done. All right. And now let's do the back pockets. And these back pockets are the ones that are 7 3.5 inches and 4.5 by 7. And I did label them back pockets. And we did not prepare these, so let's cut off the 4 squares on each corner on both pieces. All right. Cut, miter a bit. And this is just if you didn't have yours cut like I didn't. Okay, and let's do the other one the same way. Okay, they should look like this. We're going to glue the first one on just like we did the other one. Glue up our tabs here. And I think I'm really liking this glue. You just got to be aware that it's going to hold fast. And so I have a tiny hole. And it comes out pretty good. I don't want it too much to come out, you know what I mean? All right. The larger one, the 4.5 by 7 inch. Let's get these up here and in and up and folded. First one goes down here. Snug those up against each score mark on each side. There we go. And mine got a little bit of a boo-boo. It's hanging over just barely, so make sure you've got yours lined up. It's not a big deal. You won't even notice it. See? Still going to stand up. So just a warning that it can go over since I wasn't paying attention. Just slightly. Just slightly. Not a big deal. And then this one can either go over, or you can even pop it in on top. It will fit. It will fit in there. So if you wanted to do small embellishments, this one I think I want to put like so. So almost right on top, lined up with the other one, but not. There we go. And if you don't like these, don't do them. You can do the smaller ones and just do 1 inch or 1/2 inch all the way around if you want snugger pockets or a longer pocket. The idea is these are convertible and you can do it any way you want to. And I'm going to go right over the writing like so that I did. And tuck all that in. Almost like cargo pants. Cargo pants. You can even make a flap going over to lock everything in. So if you think stuff's going to be falling out, you can put a paper clip here to hold everything in. Okay. And there we go. There are our 2 gusseted pockets. Okay, so that is done. And now let's go to the interior. Okay, first let's put in our side pockets. The 6 by 7 and 3 7/8 pockets we made. There we go. Glue these up. And they're going to go in on our spines on the interior of the gussets. And just like the other ones, squeeze these in. Get this guy up here. All right. And we have now this one here. And get this up. Okay, and just like the other ones, line them up. And I did them in lighter, just different colors so that they would stand out. Easier to visualize, I guess. I don't know. That's where I went, but the paper I'm working with has all these colors, so. Okay. All right, and then make sure those are glued in real good. And if you hear scratching, that's my little Willy messing around over here. Okay. Deeper pocket. And these could be total bunk, and they're perfect only maybe for some I don't know, maybe just don't put them there at all. If you don't have to. If you don't have anything that you want to put there, I am pretty sure that some dangles or something can fit in there. Embellish some larger or longer, like the oh my gosh, the ruffle embellishments maybe. Now this one. And just nestle it in between those score marks. You could put these on the inside if you'd rather have them on the inside. But I will be making embellishments, and we'll figure out what we can put in these pockets. This is the interior. And now we have more pockets that go over here. Here's our large one now. That's going to go right in here. And you know what? That is not going to fit there. We may have to put this over here and put the box in here. Oh, no, it should fit. That's right. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that will fit. And that's what I'm going to do. But you can put it on either side. I have designed these to fit your preferences. Have some fun. Move them around. They're a bento book box, so you just make your pockets and boxes to fit whatever you're going to be working on for your swap or your happy mail or your gift. You could totally use these like an advent and put goodies in all the pockets. Up, flip that one over, and get this one in here in the middle. It's two right here and right there. Okay. But you won't be able to put a lot in this little book, in my opinion. There we go. And you can even come in there that way and do the gussets. All right, and now we've got the medium pocket. That's going to go in here, right on top of that one. And then the small pocket on top of that one. There we go. How have you been? How is your new year going so far? I can't believe it's 2026. Gosh darn, growing up in the 70s and 80s, I was born in 1970. So growing up and watching Star Trek, we are living in Star Trek times. If you saw the movies, if you were my age, they went and rescued a whale in the movie. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely a sci-fi kid. There we go. Line it up. These are a lot of fun to make. I hope you're enjoying this series. I didn't call it a series, but I am totally hooked on finding different ways to make these bento book boxes. Because the whole idea of a bento box is all the little compartments fit something, right? And it is a good advent, crafter's advent. Okay, now the small pocket. You could totally do it this way. I'm going to do mine this way. And I'm going to put it right in the middle here. Because I just think it'll look cute because it reminds me of cargo pants. Oh my gosh. See, 80s kid. I remember when cargo pants came out. I remember when the parachute pants came out. I remember the fact that they came out. These parachute pants had come out, and I saw somebody with Union Jack printed. I saw somebody with American flag printed because of Karate Kid. Was it Karate Kid? No, I think it was a movie. The is it the Beverly Hillbillies? Oh my gosh, I think it was the Beverly Hillbillies movie. Ah, I'm sorry. That movie was so stupid. Oh my gosh. Okay. There we go. Third pocket. Look at all of those pockets. Now we have the box, and that's it, guys. The last one that goes in. Now, this is up to you. How do you want to open your box? Do you want it to open this way? You could have it open this way. But I was thinking I would have it open this way. Yeah, I think so. Or did I want to do it this way? Then we have to find one more thing to put down. How did I want to do it? I was thinking this way right in the center, to be honest. Yeah. Okay. So if you want a thumb notch, it's a good time to add one. I think I do this time. I forgot to last time. So let's do a thumb notch. Oh, totally didn't center that. Do a better job than I did. Oh, for Pete's sake. That's cuckoo. There we go. Glue it up. And this is it. This is our last one that goes in. And then we can decorate. If you might have done your matting before doing all of this. Rosa Kelly is one that she does these kind of books, and then she does her matting afterwards. Okay, so I think I just want to come right in the middle here and do that. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, now let's close it up. There we go. And that's how it looks inside. And there's lots of room to load these pockets up. And then there's room to even hang a dangle in here if you want to, or make your hole off here and your dangle will fit in there. That's what I'm thinking for this one. And then we need to come up with a closure for our envelope. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do here? Could put a button. Could pop a hole and do some ribbon and a ribbon tie. So pretty much you just figure out something for a closure. And now I'm stumped. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover my pieces before I add my closure. So whatever kind of closure you want to do, whether you want to do magnets or Velcro, it's totally up to you. We could even do something that you just slip it into, and I think that's what I might do to save on magnets. So thank you so much, you guys. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. So let's get our bases made. If you haven't done the other one and want to do this one, you can see you can fit some bigger rosettes in here, or some, a little bit, just a little bit bigger. I think that will work. I think we can easily get a couple of rosettes in here. Let's see. Just out of curiosity, I know this isn't the right paper, but look at how much room you have. You easily can put several big bows. You can do some trims. You can do some rosettes. It's going to fit quite a bit. I'm excited about that. All right. So there we go. And decorate yours, and I will decorate mine and post your pictures. I can't wait to see what you guys are doing. If you happen to make some, tag me. Okay, This is Denise Abate Smith, and I am Treasures of a Crafty Mind, and this is what my crafty mind has come up with for some swaps. Bento Book Box. Go back and check out my other videos, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, and happy crafty day!